Hello, my name is Jay Criddle. I'm a registered behavior therapist with a master's degree in experimental psychology. Today, we're going to talk about a study investigating the usefulness of a therapy for regulating emotions and treating addictive behaviors, published in 2020 by Marco Caviccioli and their colleagues. If you're watching this video and asking yourself, why should I care? I don't struggle with alcohol or substance use. Keep watching. Many people in the US and all around the world have a substance or alcohol use disorder. Chances are you know or will know several people who do. I'd like you to leave here today with a better understanding of how certain therapy skills can help addictions and what this says about the stigma around addictions and how these skills are useful for everyone. Further, while the study we're talking about today involves addictions, the skills taught in psychotherapy can help all of us in regulating the hard feelings that pop up for every human sometimes. So let's get started. The treatment our authors tested is dialectical behavior therapy, also called DBT. It's a psychotherapy for people with intense emotions. It's developed for people with certain interpersonal problems, but big emotions occur for many reasons. In recent years, we've been investigating how DBT can help with other disorders, and one of these is alcohol use, where we see people sometimes drinking as a way to escape painful feelings and thoughts. There's a lot of research for those without any diagnosis, people like you and me who can also experience overwhelming feelings sometimes. DBT is so helpful here because one of its main focuses is emotion regulation skills. Emotion regulation is the ability to be aware of and understand our feelings and to manage them in healthy ways. We use Jade as an example. She's feeling overwhelmed at work every day and taking care of her family by herself every night. Now, let's say a man accidentally bumps into Jade while she's buying groceries and she jogs them, milk spilling all over the parking lot. Jade isn't able to regulate her emotions. She may say ugly things to the man who bumped into her, be angry all the way home, maybe have several glasses of wine instead of doing what she had planned to do instead. If Jane is able to regulate her emotions, she may choose to stop, take a breath, and check in with herself about what she's feeling and why. She could choose to play a favorite song in the car on the way home, maybe call a supportive friend to work through her feelings instead. You can see that even though the same things happened to Jane in both scenes, her reactions to feelings may have made her life worse in one scene and better in the other. Now, on to our paper. It was based on a previous study where researchers had 159 people with alcohol use disorder in DBT treatment for 3 months. During treatment, these clients had 36 one-hour sessions of one-on-one therapy and 36 hours of group therapy. In group therapy, they learn emotional regulation skills and how to apply them to manage their alcohol use and their lives. Before and after the therapy, clients took surveys measuring emotional regulation, the tendency to avoid hard situations, alcohol addiction, and other addictive behaviors. These surveys were used to see how much these behaviors improved or not with DBT. Now, authors didn't actually give this treatment for alcohol use. This was already done by another research stream, and they found that DBT was a great treatment for this. And what our authors did was look at the survey measures later to see if DBT also helped clients with other addictive behaviors, again, like gambling or unhealthy sexual practices. They found that after completing 3 months of DBT, both emotional skills and addictive behaviors generally improved. Clients were better able to manage and react to their feelings and were less likely to avoid difficult situations. Also, clients engaged in some addictive behaviors less, such as anorexic and binge eating behaviors, gambling, and overspending. Using statistical analyses, our researchers discovered that these improvements are directly related to improvements in emotional regulation and less avoidance. So what does this tell us? DBT might be useful for addictive behaviors besides alcohol use, and emotion regulation is a big part of how DBT works for addictions. It also supports past research saying that some addictive behaviors are used to regulate emotion, just maybe not in a healthy way. It's important to say this study was more of an exploration into a new area than a definite answer. To really know if DBT works for other addictions, we need more studies treating those specifically. But it does tell us that DBT could be a good treatment to explore to get more resources to those who struggle with addictive behaviors. However, from my personal perspective, it also hints at something else that is just as important: why we should drop some of the stigma surrounding addiction and how to approach it instead. Addictive behaviors can cause a lot of harm to the person struggling with them, the addiction, and to those around them. They're not the result of simply being a bad person, and it doesn't mean that there is no hope for change. Instead, one important component of addiction is a lack of skills in managing our thoughts and feelings and how we act because of them. However, we aren't born with skills. They have to be taught and learned. And from studies like this one, we know that those with addictive behaviors can learn and apply these skills, especially if they have the right help. In fact, this is true for all of us. No one manages their feelings perfectly all the time, and most of us will occasionally do it in an unhealthy way. However, we can all learn to regulate our emotions even better, and effective help is out there for anyone you know who wants to learn, including anyone you know and love with addictive behaviors. In closing, I've dropped links to free resources in the description box for you about your own personal emotion regulation, some that you can read if you are or know anyone struggling with addiction. Thank you so much for being with me here today, and look out for more mental health videos coming soon. Thank you.